I'm on a culinary journey across Northern Ireland, which is celebrating its year of food and drink. Northern Ireland is full of rich landscapes, producing the finest food and drink. The locals here go above and beyond to catch, breed, craft and grow the finest produce. In this programme, I'll be meeting the people who produce Northern Ireland's finest food and drink. From Noel McNeil at the Lochern Resort in County Fermanagh to cooking lobster with Danny Miller at Baloo House in County Down. And finally, onto the exciting foodie scene in Belfast with chef and restaurant owner Niall McKenna at his new Cast and Crew restaurant near Titanic Belfast. Northern Ireland today is a smorgasbord of glorious bounty, easy on the eye and delicious on the palate, and currently boasts no less than 2 Michelin star restaurants, Ox and Dean's. So join me, Ed Finn, as I embark on a northern feast. This morning I'm off to meet David Corscadden, the head gardener at Florence Court House and Kitchen Garden. Can you tell us a little bit, David, about the history here of the beautiful gardens?
Yes, I'll be delighted. We've been working on this garden now for just over 2 years. Prior to that, the garden had fallen into disuse, so it needed quite an amount of restoration to bring it back. What we're trying to do is bring it to how it would look about 1920s, which is the sort of feeling for the whole estate, for the house and the other facilities here. Because in the 1920s there was no distinction between vegetables and herbaceous, pretty flowers. That was all mixed in together.
The tranquility here, David, is amazing, and this used to actually be the garden that fed the house here and the Earls of Enniskillen, isn't that correct?
There were 12 to 14 full-time gardeners working here. It provided the food for the house, and I'm told that when the Earls of Enniskillen, the Cole family, were in London, produce from here would have been sent to London when they were in residence there. So it was an essential element in keeping everybody fed.
And of course now with the restoration and what you're doing today, I mean, you're growing food here for lots of local places and restaurants as well. So it's revived the whole garden again, hasn't it?
I hope so. We obviously sell our vegetables in the visitor centre where all the visitors arrive, and we supply local restaurants, Tullymill, and restaurants in Black Lion. Nevin Maguire has taken vegetables from us. For example, fennel, when Nevin Maguire came, he said he'd like the fennel, and I said, well, Nevin, it's not fully grown. He said, don't want it fully grown. I want it small so it fits on a plate, so it's just the right size for that. So for me, something that was immature to the restaurant trade is exactly what they're looking for. It's been 2 years in the development, and that's the beginning. What we want to do now is to take this forward forever, because that's what Florence Court is. It's a garden for everyone, forever, like all National Trust properties. It's to make visitors very welcome, and we'll just keep going with this forever.
So here I am at the beautiful 18th century house at Florence Court Gardens, the former house of the Earls of Enniskillen, and I'm going to go in to meet Adam, the tour guide, to find out about this beautiful property. Hey Adam,
Hi.
how are you?
How are you?
Lovely to meet
Welcome
you.
to Florence Court. Well, it's a lovely property, of course, out here in Florence Court, a very rural setting, of course, built in roughly around the mid-18th century by the Earls of Enniskillen, or formerly known as the Cole family, you see. The family themselves actually named the property after the original builder of the house, his wife, Lady Florence, and you can see a little painting of her just above us here
lovely,
now.
yeah, very
Florence
nice.
Ray. Quite a nice idea, obviously, to name your house and also your gardens after your lovely wife.
Well, that was a really interesting tour today of one of the National Trust properties, Florence Court House, and now I'm heading off to do the Lochern water taxi, where Barry Flanagan from Earn Water Taxi is going to take me out on the lake and cook me a spot of lunch using all local produce.
So Barry, it's lovely to meet you today, and you're the owner of AirnWaterTaxi.com, and this is a fabulous idea that you came up with here. Now, the taxi itself, we're looking forward to seeing. It looks like business class flights to me, like it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with the idea for this, Barry?
Oh, I suppose I've been working in tourism for years, and I ran a little tourist office in Lisnaskea, County Fermanagh. A lot of people used to come in and ask me, you know, how can we get out in the lake, or we want to go out in the lake, and they didn't want to hire a boat themselves. But I thought, you know, it'd be great if someone could have their own tour guide and go out on a boat trip and be guided around the loch and shown the best sights. So that's what I decided to do, set up this business. We bring people short trips, say from a hotel to a restaurant, and then we also, as you say, do the tours for people, tourists coming into the area. So, I mean, we've got so many historic sites here on the loch, and so much for people to see when they do come here on Lough Erne. We can do that all in a short space of time because our boat's quite fast as well.
Well, listen, I'm really excited about this, so let's get on the boat here and let's get moving.
Okay, let's go.
Well, here I am relaxing on the Erne Water taxi, and I must say the views are absolutely spectacular. And now we're heading off for a spot of lunch on the monastic island of Devenish.
This is Devenish Island. It used to be called Ox Island, but now it's Devenish Island, and it was a man called St. Malaise who set up the monastery here back in the 6th century. And we've got a beautifully preserved round tower just down here at the bottom of the site. And this is the 16th century Franciscan abbey that was here, built here later on. But now we have all this is local produce. We've got cheeses from Bilturbet just in the Erne River. We've got some soda breads and wheaten breads with the local jams and chutneys. Erne Grove, we've got Sheelan beer here. There's also another beer, Inishmack Saint, and we've got a bit of boxty in the pan for the bacon as well.
Well, that was a great day out on Lough Erne. Tonight I'm staying at the multi-award-winning Lough Erne Resort, and I'm going to be spoiled by acclaimed executive head chef Noel McNeill, who I believe is going to cook me dinner.
And I'm here with Noel McNeill at the lovely Lough Erne Resort. And Noel, you're the head executive chef here in the Lough Erne Resort.
Yes.
And Noel, you're an ambassador really, I suppose, of what it is to quintessentially to enjoy and use local produce. So would you like to tell us a little bit about what you've created here for us today?
Well, here in Fermanagh very much, we've got so much great artisan producers. And really this is only a small amount of what really, not just in Fermanagh, but what we create very much in a lot of the great restaurants, I think, in Northern Ireland. And I think, as you can see from our pork, to either some of our rhubarb, some of the carrots, they're all coming from great people. I believe very much that if you've got great passion in the kitchen, isn't it amazing when you can lift up the phone and ring somebody, whether it's Pat O'Doherty or whether it's Morris Kettle, to say to him about the great lamb. And it's all these people that give you great ideas towards what else you can do. You know, this dish itself is our lamb dish, and we kind of celebrate it because it's a great time for lamb, but it's really about how do we cook it, how do we serve it, how do we have great skill. And I'm being honest with you, I'm only as good as the people around me, and I'm so probably one of the luckiest chefs in the whole of Ireland to really have great people that really have passion, love, and they want to put out great food with great flavour. And that's what we do best here at the Lough Erne Resort. So the lamb dish itself is from the lamb sweetbread to the rack, to the cannon, to the like a ham hock, to the likes of the black pudding. We do that in like a puff pastry. To our pork dish, which is really a celebration of Pat O'Doherty, from all his pork products that he actually has, and really what's in season. Rhubarb really is from my garden because, you know, I have my own chickens and all of the greatness, you know, from whether it's blackcurrants. This is really a blackcurrant mustard, so we kind of give that kind of flavour to it. So at this time of the year, obviously the best time of the year to pick the blackcurrants and the red currants and the gooseberries before them birds get it.
Absolutely. But I think that's the thing. And for people that want to come up and experience, I mean, it was my first time here, and I must say it's so beautiful and idyllic. And I think that comes across, the whole tranquility, and as you were saying, nature comes across in everything here, and especially I think in the food as well. Well, Noel McMeal, thank you so much for talking to me today, and I look forward to having some more of your lovely food in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, that was a very special evening at the Lough Resort. I've heard about a great place that makes the award-winning Short Cross Gin in County Down. And I'm here today in the lovely Radamon Estate in Northern Ireland's only craft distillery, and I'm off to meet the owner of Short Cross Distillery, David Boyd Armstrong. David, how are you? Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to have you here for Devon
Beautiful, isn't it today? Lovely day up here in County Down.
It is indeed.
Great. So will you take me in and tell me all about this wonderful award-winning gin of yours?
Okay, Phil, what makes Short Cross unique is really its botanicals. When my wife Fiona and I wanted to look at setting up Northern Ireland's first craft distillery, and in fact distilling Northern Ireland's first gin, we actually thought about what is an Irish gin and what could we do to redefine what an Irish gin could or should be. So we wanted to take the best of the botanicals that we actually had here at Redemon Estate. So we take here, if we look at the table, we've got in terms of some of the forage botanicals we have elderberries and elderflowers which come from the forest here. We also use local apples, including some from our own hidden walled garden on the estate. But also, one of the botanicals that makes us a little bit different is our use of the wild clover, which is the little white wildflowers that you'll see growing in the lawns and meadows now that we're in the summertime. Later this year, in 2016, we're going to be opening what we believe is Ireland's first dedicated gin visitor centre, and we really want to create a really fantastic experience for people, not just to walk around the factory, but really showcase what gin is about and how best to enjoy gin.
Well, if the whiskey is as good as the gin, David, I don't think you're going to have any problem.
I hope so.
Yeah, so it's a bit early in the morning, so I'm not going to finish this because I've got to head off to the Comer Earlies now. But it was a great pleasure to meet you, David, and thanks so much, and continued success for the future. Cheers. Well, I'm back on the road again, and what could be better after a wee tot of gin than a visit to pick a few Comer Earlies. Local farmer Richard Orr is going to tell me all about these famous spuds. So I'm here today with Richard Orr from the Comer Early Growers Association. Richard, it's a pleasure to meet you. Now, we know that all Irish people love their spuds, right? And
right,
you're an award-winning spud grower.
Well, yes, certainly. I'm part of the cooperative of growers of Comer Earlies, and they have special PGI status, European designation, which means they can only be grown in a certain area. So we grow Comer Earlies here around the shores of Strangford Lough near Comer.
Yeah, and for the benefit of the viewers who wouldn't know necessarily much about PGI, that's kind of equivalent to like what Parma ham and stuff like that, isn't it?
That's right, yes. It's a protection on the name to mean that they're only grown in a certain area to make them distinct from everything else. So they have specific flavour, and they're only available throughout May, June and July.
So the whole area here is lush, and I mean, I suppose, would you say that it's because of the quality of the soil and the region here in County Down that's what makes it so kind of delicious? Or
yeah, well, I mean, certainly the soil has a big bearing of us allowing us in early to plant the crop, which lets them be harvested earlier. But also the Strangford Lough area, which we're beside here, moderates the climate in the winter, and a lot less frost. And then with Triassic sandstone and gravel soils, that let the rain and the water away quite quickly, so it's free draining land. Just being right beside the shore gives us a wee bit of a breeze, but it's usually quite calm and can be muggy and warm, so good potato growing area, yeah.
So listen, will you take me down and show me then some of the spuds
Certainly,
themselves?
Yeah, we're harvesting a cord here at the moment today. Obviously we're towards the end of the Comer Early season now.
I'm heading up the road now to Clandeboy Yogurt Estate near Bangor. This is the only cow's yoghurt currently made in Northern Ireland, and today I'm off to meet the General Manager, Brian Boyd. And of course, Clandeboy here, it's the only estate in Northern Ireland that actually makes cow's yoghurt.
It's actually the only yoghurt made in Northern Ireland now at all, so there's no other yoghurts made here currently at all. So it was a great in to the market for us being the only ones producing the yoghurt. We milk a two herds, both the Jersey and the Holstein, and we blend the milk to make the product. What we do is we pump natural yoghurt into cheesecloth bags and we strain it for an hour and a half. A lot of companies now make Greek-style yoghurt by adding creams, gelatin, thickeners to it to thicken it up, but we do it in the old-style way. It's quite a slow process, but it gives you a true strained Greek style. So what comes out of the cheesecloth bags is a lovely, rich, creamy product. And the other beauty of it is you've no added sugars, you've nothing. It's just whole milk and probiotic cultures, and that's it, nothing else added. It's coming straight from the grass, from the estate here, you know, so you don't get any more natural.
Is it a quite a complicated process, the whole?
It's really not that complicated. Like, we collect the milk after milking in the morning. The milk's taken over to our little production unit, and it's incubated slowly overnight as one of the sort of added things to it. It's a very slow process, but the next morning we have natural yoghurt, and that yoghurt's packed and off to the supermarkets that day. So within 24, 48 hours, the milk from the cows is on the shelf as yoghurt sort of thing. So it's pretty straightforward.
Seafood is bountiful in Northern Ireland, and I'm heading to one of the best places to enjoy it here, at Baloo House, where award-winning chef Danny Miller is going to cook me a juicy lobster and show me his unique style of cooking.
My food has definitely evolved over the last 10 years since I've been here in Baloo. I think when you get to a certain age, you become a little bit more confident with yourself, more easier on yourself. You're not trying to put like purees and foams and gels, and I don't like them anymore. I like food to be taste of what it is, as you can see in the lobster or the lovely Cumber potatoes. You know, they're such great products. They don't all need a little bit of butter and salt. And I think a lot of young chefs don't know that. You know, just they tend to get, it needs something else. It needs to be sitting here. It needs to be over here on the side of the plate. And there's nothing more beautiful than appreciating that the fact is that these things were grown lovingly by a farmer and treating them with respect. You know, and I think, especially because I live here within Newtownards, you know, with just such fabulous produce, and I think it reflects, you know, of what the food I do and the style that I cook. And it's letting clean flavours speak for themselves and not letting the chef get too carried away. Sometimes you have to go, whoa, calm down and just let the actual ingredients speak for themselves. You'll get seafood locally sourced and vegetables locally sourced because we work in conjunction with the farmers and fishermen, plus they end up being our diners. So they're kind of like a commerce that goes on within the village and with the communities, and I love that. I'm from the city, I'm from Belfast, but I've been living here now about 11 years, and it's great to feel a part of that because we see also the kids coming through of younger generation, and that's the sons and daughters of people who bring in the suppliers, and it's great to be a part of. It makes my job so much easier. You know, when you've got great produce coming to the door, I just sit back and go, I get excited when I see the Cumberland's coming in, no big bag of spuds, you know, still dirty, or likewise when John's bringing the lobsters in and the prawns and they're still live and kicking, you know, and it's that what inspires me. It's not really too much about presentation and all that there. It's more about the actual, where ingredients come from, and letting it speak of where we are. I'm not going to put on, like, no offence to Fermanagh, like, but we've got enough good bacon here in County Down, and we'll stand by our own stuff. Yeah, my favourite bit is in here where the actual brains are. You know, I like it there, and also like the knuckles. The stuff you've got to work for. I think the easier meat is always like, oh, but then you got to get in amongst it.
Belfast is experiencing a culinary revolution at the moment, and I can safely say that it is one of the most exciting food destinations for 2016. I will be meeting one of its most exciting chefs, Niall McKenna, at the new Cast and Crew in the Titanic Quarter.
Belfast is value for money, bottom line. From hotel rooms to eating out no matter where, it is great value. And the reason why people in Northern Ireland are just very tight, they don't like spending money, so they always look a bargain. And the benefit is for the tourists to come up here. It's getting more people from down south coming up here. Like, I'm down in Galway, Lipfest, Food on the Edge, and it's time people come up here and understand what the unique things we have in Belfast, Lough Erne, Fermanagh Lake is just amazing, and all around Northern Ireland, from St Patrick's Grave the whole way through, it's all here, and in such a small area as well. So something healthy, something not so healthy, and a mixture of both really, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get another market within Belfast, so from James Street South, high dining, down to a good quality burger. And the key for me, no matter what you do, good food's good food. So if it's a burger, it's the best quality Peter Hanlon's meat you can get, to whatever we do in James Street South, from Loughney, Eel to beautiful bit of halibut or turbot. But the key thing, it has to be local, it has to be Irish. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's incredible. But I suppose it's got a lot to do as well with the kind of, you know, the unique landscape here, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean the weather and the sort of, because everything seems to be all very organic and very fresh. Everything from the haddock I had last night to the crab I had the other day in Blue House there, the lobster with Danny. I mean, it's incredible, the flavours and the taste. And in the year of food, I suppose this is really a great year to come up, isn't it?
The thing is, everything we have is on our doorstep. And over the years, within James Street South and all our restaurants, we've developed our own suppliers. Like Haley gets all our pheasants, our pigeon when they're in season. And I know everybody does it, but up here it just seems to be everybody seems to be a lot more manana about it, very relaxed, and it's something they've been doing for years, there's no difference. But the key thing is the quality of our meat, our fish, our dairy, and that, once again, it is throughout Northern Ireland, but down here we get great prices.
Of course, this is Northern Ireland's year of food and drink. Walk around Belfast and you'll find yourself in the centre of a drink renaissance. Just a short walk from James Street South, we visited the Perch and its buzzing urban rooftop bar. Here we had some amazing cocktails, served in flower pots no less. The cocktails are slick, the surroundings are uber cool, and the bar staff are incredibly knowledgeable about their craft. Just down the road is the really popular, cool gin haunt Muriel's Cafe Bar. Here, Team Muriel's and the barman Curtis and John serve up some incredible cocktails using local award-winning gins. I pretty much sampled every G&T combo going under the guidance of John. They also have the latest craze, Skinny Prosecco, which has fewer calories than half an egg, so it's perfect for a guilt-free tipple with friends. Connoisseurs of drink these days, you're spoiled for choice in Belfast, and I found cocktails from as little as £4, so really incredible value as well. So I guess what's really amazing about Belfast and Northern Ireland in this year of food is how they've really got access to such wonderful produce, whether it be the salmon or the beautiful lobster, right down to the Hannon's beef. Everything is grown locally here, and it really comes across in the food, that sort of wonderful nearby slow cooking. It's really evident here. So I would say come up to Northern Ireland and enjoy this incredible revolution that's happening in the whole food scene.